Hello and welcome, my dear English listeners. I am so happy you're here with me today. It truly makes me happy to talk with you. You are listening to English in Fluency, a special place where we work together to help you get better at speaking English, listening to English, and talking with others in English, in a way that is both fun and truly easy. If you want to speak English well, with confidence and comfort, then you, my friend, are exactly where you need to be. I'm Alex, your guide on this amazing trip of learning English and growing as a person, and it honestly means a lot to me that you are listening. Thank you for choosing to spend this special time with me as we learn about another interesting and important topic. I truly believe this talk today can make a very real, very clear, and very good change for you, not just in your English, but in your daily life, now and in the future. You know, as I sit here in my room, saying these words for you, I often think about where you might be listening from right now. I try to imagine your place, thinking about your day. Maybe you're in your comfortable home, perhaps drinking a warm cup of coffee or tea, feeling that quiet peace as the morning light gently comes through your window. Maybe you can hear the soft sounds of birds singing outside, or the far-off, nice sound of city life, making a gentle background noise for your learning. Or perhaps you're on the bus during your daily trip to work or school, watching the world outside your window, thinking deeply. You're letting the rhythm of the trip go with your thoughts, finding a calm moment in a busy day, a perfect small time just for a podcast. Maybe you're cooking a tasty meal for your family, filling your kitchen with wonderful smells, and the soft, comforting sounds of your daily routine. You're doing many things at once, like a true expert, and still finding time for your English practice, fitting it smoothly into your busy day. Or even just relaxing quietly at home with your headphones on, letting your mind wander and relax after a busy day, finding a special moment of peace and calm, just for yourself, a little break for your mind. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, I just want to say a huge, honest, and very personal thank you for taking this special time for yourself, for putting effort into your personal growth and your work life, for choosing to learn and get better, because that really matters. It truly makes a difference in your life, and it's something to be very, very proud of. So, please, give yourself a pat on the back for that. You deserve it. Here on English in Fluency, our clear and steady goal is always to talk about learning English in a way that feels easy to understand, that's truly fun and interesting, and very useful for your daily life. We want to make your learning journey both helpful and, well, just super enjoyable and rewarding. It should feel like a real adventure that you look forward to every single time you press play. And today, we are talking about a very important topic. It's something that can open many doors for you in your personal life, at work, and it can even help your English skills in surprising, strong ways. Today, we are going to talk about something called rumination. Now, you might be thinking, Alex, how does rumination actually help me with my English? And that, my friends, is a great, smart question. For you, my dedicated English learners. This episode is a golden, truly special chance. As we talk about rumination, you'll naturally learn more words and phrases. These are words that native speakers use every day in real talks about how they think, how they handle problems, and how they grow. Think about words like worry, thinking too much, letting go, and being aware of your thoughts. You'll see how these words fit into natural, easy sentences, making them easier to remember and use yourself. You'll get better at understanding English when people speak by following clear explanations, interesting stories, and talks that sound like real conversations. This is made to keep you interested and learning. You'll also learn common, everyday English phrases to talk about your feelings, your problems, and your successes. This is a very important skill for speaking clearly and truly in any language. So, while we learn a key life lesson about having a strong way of thinking, you are also giving your English skills a strong, focused practice. Getting ready for real-world talks. It's a win-win, don't you think? You may have heard the words rumination or thinking too much before. Maybe it sounds like a common saying, something you often hear in books or talks about getting better at life. But what does it truly mean in a practical way? More than just a catchy phrase. And why is it so important for you? Especially as you learn English and new things. That's exactly what we will explore deeply in this episode. We will talk about what rumination truly is, going beyond a simple idea to a deeper understanding of its different parts and how to use it. We'll see how it helps us feel better, not just for a moment, but in a lasting, good way, helping our feelings. And very importantly, we'll discuss how it can strongly affect your daily life, helping you in your studies, your job, your relationships, and yes, even your journey to learn English, making it smoother, more fun, and finally, more successful. You see, my friends, our thoughts are very powerful. They are not just quick ideas in our minds. They are like hidden builders of our reality. They change how we see and experience things, the way we think. The words we say to ourselves inside our heads can completely change how we feel. And how we feel, in turn, directly changes what we do, affecting our choices and actions. If we always think negative thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do this, it's too hard," or "I'll never get better at English," we slowly start to believe these things are true. And when we believe them, we begin to feel tired, sad, scared, or even defeated. Our energy goes away, our desire to try lessens, and we might even stop trying completely, giving up on what we could do. But if we choose to think good thoughts like, "I will try my best, even if it's difficult," or "I can learn something new today, no matter how small," or "Every mistake helps me learn and get better," we immediately feel stronger, more sure of ourselves, more able to handle problems, and more ready to face the day and its challenges, with an open mind and a strong spirit. That, my friends, is the deep and amazing power of good thinking. In this podcast, I want to help you understand this powerful idea in a very simple, easy-to-understand way. I will break down big ideas into smaller, clearer parts. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to know big, difficult words or deep ideas to understand this. Just listen carefully. Let the ideas enter your mind, and try to understand the main messages that feel right for you. I will speak slowly and clearly, with natural pauses and a gentle rhythm, so you can easily follow along, take in the information, and also repeat some parts if you want to practice speaking and make your pronunciation and fluency better. This way of listening and repeating will help you learn the language and the ideas very well. We will also spend a lot of time talking about why good thinking is especially important for people who are learning English. Many learners, and I hear this often from my students, feel worried or shy when they speak English. They are afraid of making mistakes, of sounding silly, or of others judging them. Some people, sadly, even think they will never become truly good speakers, believing they are simply not good at languages. This belief can stop them from trying. But I will show you, with practical ideas, examples you can relate to, and inspiring stories, how a good way of thinking, a strong and hopeful mind, can make a huge difference in your learning journey. It can help you learn faster, make you feel more confident, and make the whole process much more enjoyable. I truly believe that with the right way of thinking, with a good mind, anyone, yes, absolutely anyone, can make their English better, overcome problems, and finally reach their language goals, no matter how big they seem at the start. So, if you're ready, if you are open to finding a new way of thinking that can help you in all parts of your life, if you are ready to find more of your own abilities, let's start this amazing journey together. Get comfortable, find a quiet place, take a deep, calm breath, and open your heart and mind to these powerful ideas. Today, you will learn how something as simple as changing your thoughts can help you live a happier, more successful, and more satisfying life. Let's start exploring the incredible, life-changing power of good thinking, right here on English in Fluency. What is rumination? Let's really understand this word. So, what exactly is this word, rumination? Let me explain this to you in a very simple way, so it's clear for everyone, especially as you build your English vocabulary. Rumination means thinking too much about something, and I mean too much, in a way that is not helpful. It's usually about something bad, or something that makes you feel sad, angry, or worried. Imagine your mind is like a record player. When you ruminate, it's like the needle gets stuck in one place on the record, and the player keeps playing the same part of a song over and over and over again, never moving forward to the next part. Your thoughts just keep going back to that one idea, that one event, that one problem, like a loop that never ends. It feels like you are trapped on that thought, and you simply can't move on from it. This feeling of being stuck is a key part of rumination. You might also hear common English words for this like overthinking or dwelling on something. These are all common ways to describe this unhelpful way of thinking. The big problem with this kind of thinking is that it doesn't help you at all. In fact, it usually makes you feel much worse. The more you think about it, the sadder you become. The more upset you get. The more worried you feel. It's a cycle, a negative loop that pulls you down, taking away your energy and peace. Let me give you a clear example, something many of us have experienced. And this is very important for your English learning journey. Imagine you had a small argument with a friend. Maybe you were speaking in English. Perhaps you said something quickly, without thinking, that you didn't truly mean, and now you feel really bad about it. After the argument is over, you just can't stop thinking about it. You keep asking yourself, why did I say that? Oh, I should have just stayed quiet. You think about the argument again and again. You replay the conversation in your head, like watching a short video over and over, trying to find a different ending, a better outcome. You imagine how your friend felt. Maybe you even picture their face, or hear their voice in your mind. You think about what you should have said differently, or what you could have done. This kind of thinking, this endless loop, is rumination. Instead of helping you solve the problem, or feel better about it, you just feel more and more upset. You might even feel more angry at yourself, or more worried about your friendship, even if your friend has already forgotten about it and moved on. Here's another common example, directly related to learning English. Maybe you made a small mistake during an English conversation, or in an English class. It was truly a small mistake. Perhaps you used the wrong verb tense, or said a word incorrectly. Not a big deal in the big picture, but you feel terrible about it. Instead of letting it go and moving on with your day, you keep thinking about it. You think about how your teacher looked at you, or how the person you were speaking with reacted, imagining they were disappointed or judging you. You think, I'm not good enough at English, or I always make mistakes. I can't do anything right when I speak English. Even when you are at home, relaxing with your family, your mind keeps going back to that one small English mistake. This, too, is rumination. Your mind is stuck on that single error, and it makes you feel bad again and again, taking away your peace and making you feel less confident about your English skills. Sometimes, rumination is about the past. You think about something that happened a long time ago, maybe last year, or even many years ago, but you still feel upset about it, as if it happened yesterday. For example, maybe you think about a time when someone was unkind to you. You remember their exact words, their tone of voice, and you feel hurt again, just as deeply as you did then. Or maybe you remember a big chance you missed, like a good job opportunity or a chance to travel, and you feel sad, full of regret. You think, if only I had done this, or if only I had said that. This is rumination too. You can't change the past. It's already happened. It's done. But your mind keeps bringing it back, and it makes you feel unhappy, stuck in old feelings, unable to move forward. Rumination can also be about the future. This is a very common type of rumination, often called worrying a lot. You might think again and again about something that has not even happened yet, and might never happen. For example, maybe you have to give a speech in English next week, or go for a job interview where you need to speak English tomorrow. You keep thinking, what if I fail? What if I forget all my English words? What if people laugh at me because of my accent or mistakes? You imagine all the things that could go wrong. all the worst possible things, playing them out like a bad movie in your head. This is also a kind of rumination. You worry so much that you feel nervous and stressed, even before the actual event happens. It's like you're living the bad experience before it even arrives, suffering twice, and wasting your energy on something that might not even be real. The big problem with rumination is that it feels like you are doing something useful. It feels like you are trying to solve a problem, like you are working hard to find an answer or a way out. But in reality, rumination does not help you at all. It does not bring answers. It just makes you feel worse. Your mind keeps thinking in circles, going over the same ground again and again. You go over the same thought again and again, but nothing changes. Nothing gets better. Instead of finding peace, you feel more tired, more sad, or more worried. It takes away your energy without any good result. Let's try to picture rumination like this, with a simple image that might help you remember it. Imagine a cow chewing grass. It eats the grass, and then it brings the grass back up to its mouth, and chews the same grass many times. That is actually where the word rumination comes from how cows chew their food again and again. But when we ruminate in our mind, we are chewing the same thought again and again. And just like old grass, that thought does not give us anything new. It does not give us new ideas or solutions. It does not help us grow. It just takes up our time and energy, leaving us feeling empty and tired. It's not helpful thinking. I want you to remember this very important point. It is normal to think about things that happen in our life. It is okay to feel sad or worried or upset sometimes. These are normal human feelings, and it's healthy to feel them. But rumination is different. It is when we can't stop thinking about something, and it starts to hurt us, to truly damage our peace and well-being. Rumination keeps us stuck. It stops us from enjoying the present moment, the beauty of now. It makes small problems feel big, much bigger than they really are. It takes away our peace. So when you hear the word rumination, think about thinking too much, thinking in a way that does not help you, thinking in a way that makes you feel bad, not better. In the next part of this podcast, I will talk about why people ruminate. We will look at the reasons why our mind sometimes does this, and why it is so hard to stop. Stay with me, and let's keep learning together. How does rumination affect us? Let's now talk about how rumination affects us. As we said before, rumination means thinking too much about something, usually something that makes us feel bad. But how does this kind of thinking really change the way we feel and live? Let's look at this in more detail, because understanding the effects is the first step to changing them. First of all, rumination can make us feel very, very sad. When we keep thinking about bad things from the past, or when we constantly worry about the future, we start to feel unhappy. A deep, heavy sadness that can weigh us down. Maybe you think again and again about a mistake you made, perhaps a word you said wrongly in English, or about something that went wrong in your life, like a missed opportunity. The more you think about it, the more you feel upset. Your mind brings back all the sad feelings from that moment, making them feel fresh and painful. Even if that event happened a long time ago, it can feel like it's happening right now, because your thoughts keep bringing it back to the front of your mind. Instead of helping you feel better, rumination pulls you deeper and deeper into sadness. It's like carrying a heavy bag that gets heavier and heavier the longer you hold it, taking away your strength. Your heart feels heavy, and it can be very hard to smile or feel good about life, even when good things are happening around you. This constant sadness can make everything seem dull, difficult, and joyless. Rumination can also make you feel very worried and anxious. When you ruminate, you often think about all the things that could go wrong. You imagine bad things that might happen in the future, playing out the worst possible things in your mind, like a scary movie you can't turn off. For example, if you have a big English test coming up, or an important meeting at work, you might think, what if I fail? What if I forget all the words? Or what if people think I'm not good enough? These thoughts go around and around in your mind, creating a storm of worry that can feel too big to handle. They make you feel nervous, restless, and sometimes even physically sick in your stomach. You might have trouble sleeping at night because your mind is so busy worrying, unable to calm down and rest. And the sad part is that most of the things we worry about never even happen in real life. But rumination makes our brain feel like the danger is real and right now, and this makes us feel more stress, more fear, and more tension in our bodies, affecting our whole day. Another way rumination affects us is that it makes us feel incredibly tired. When your mind keeps thinking about the same problem over and over, it uses a lot of your mental energy. You might not move your body much. You might just be sitting there. But your brain is working very, very hard, like it's running a marathon without rest. It's like your brain is running on a treadmill that never stops, constantly active. This kind of thinking can make you feel exhausted, even if you haven't done anything physical all day. You may wake up in the morning and feel like you didn't rest well at all, because your mind was busy all night, caught in that cycle. You might feel like you don't have energy to do the things you want to do, even simple tasks or hobbies you usually enjoy. This tiredness can also make you feel more sad or worried, creating a difficult and draining cycle that's hard to break. So the problem of rumination gets bigger and bigger, affecting your whole life. Rumination also stops us from truly enjoying life. When your mind is busy thinking about the past, or constantly worrying about the future, it's hard to live in the present moment, to truly be here, now. For example, maybe you are with your friends or family. They are talking and laughing, sharing good times, but you are not really there with them. Your body is present, but your mind is far away, thinking about a problem, lost in your own thoughts, disconnected. You miss the chance to enjoy the moment, to truly connect with others, to share in their joy. Or maybe you are outside and the sun is shining brightly. The birds are singing beautifully. But you don't see or hear these beautiful things because your mind is too busy, trapped in that loop of rumination. Life gives us many small joys, small gifts every day, like a warm cup of tea, a friendly smile, or a beautiful sunset. But rumination can hide these joys from us. We don't feel the happiness that is around us, because our thoughts are somewhere else, stuck in a painful cycle. Another effect of rumination is that it can make small problems feel very, very big. When you think again and again about a small mistake or a tiny worry, it starts to feel like a very big problem, a huge, impossible obstacle. Your mind adds more and more to the thought, building it up, and soon it feels enormous, too big to handle. For example, maybe you forgot to reply to a message from a friend. It's a small thing, easily fixed. But you ruminate, and soon you think, they must be angry with me now. Or, I'm such a bad friend. They'll never trust me again. The small mistake grows in your mind, and it feels much bigger than it really is, causing unnecessary pain. This can make you feel bad about yourself and about your life in general. And because the problem feels bigger, it can also feel harder to solve, making you feel helpless and trapped. Finally, and this is a very serious effect, rumination can also keep us stuck. When we ruminate, we spend so much time thinking about the problem that we forget to take action. We don't try to fix the problem, or learn from it, or move forward in any way. We just stay in the same place, thinking the same thoughts, day after day, week after week. This can stop us from growing as people. It can stop us from trying new things, like practicing our English with new people, or from enjoying new experiences, because we're too caught in our heads. We feel trapped in our own mind, like being in a cage made of thoughts, and over time, this can lead to more sadness, more stress, and even serious conditions like depression. So, as you can clearly see, rumination affects us in many, many ways. It can make us feel sad, worried, and tired. It can stop us from enjoying the good things in life. It can turn small problems into huge, overwhelming ones. And it can keep us stuck, unable to move forward, unable to grow. The good news, and this is very important, is that once we see how rumination affects us, once we recognize these patterns in our own minds, we can start to make changes. We can learn how to stop rumination and bring more peace into our mind. In the next part of this podcast, we will talk about the very important difference between rumination and reflection. This will help you understand when thinking is helpful and when it is not. So stay with me as we continue this important journey together. What is the difference between rumination and reflection? Let's now talk about a very important difference, one that can truly change how you think about your thoughts. The difference between rumination and reflection. These two words may sound similar, because both are about thinking, about using your mind, but they are actually very, very different. One can help you grow and feel better, and the other can hurt you and keep you stuck. So, it is truly important to understand what they mean and how they are not the same. First, let's look at reflection. Reflection means thinking about something in a calm, healthy, and purposeful way. When you reflect, you think about a situation or an experience because you want to learn from it. You look at what happened honestly and openly. You ask yourself questions like, what did I do well in this situation? What went right? And what could I do better next time? What lesson can I take from this? Reflection is about finding answers or new ideas that can truly help you improve. It helps you grow as a person. It helps you understand yourself and your life better, giving you clarity. Reflection usually has a clear purpose. You are thinking because you want to learn something important, or make a plan to do things differently next time, to make progress. And when you are done reflecting, you feel clearer in your mind, stronger, or more ready for the future. You feel a sense of peace and understanding. For example, imagine you gave a small speech in your English class, and you were a little nervous during it. Later, you sit down quietly and think about how it went. You might think, I spoke clearly. That part was good. But next time, I can try to look at the audience more, to make more eye contact. This is reflection. You are looking at what happened, and you are finding small, practical lessons to help yourself improve for the future. You feel calm while you reflect. You feel like you are learning something useful, something that will help you grow. Reflection is thinking that helps you move forward, that gives you new ideas and energy. Now let's look at rumination. Rumination also means thinking about something, but in a way that does not help you at all. It's the unhealthy way of thinking. When you ruminate, you think about a situation again and again, going over the same details, but you don't learn anything new. Your thoughts go around in circles, like a dog chasing its tail, never catching it, never getting anywhere. You don't look for solutions. Instead, you feel sadder, more worried, or more upset the more you think. Rumination keeps your mind stuck on the same problem or mistake, like a broken piece of machinery. It brings back all the bad feelings again and again, making them feel fresh and painful, even if time has passed. And when you are done ruminating, you don't feel better. You feel tired, drained, or even worse than before. For example, imagine the same speech you gave in class. After it is over, if you ruminate, you might keep thinking, I was so bad. Everyone must have thought I was stupid. I can't believe I forgot that word. I always mess things up. I'm so useless. You think these thoughts many times, over and over, and you feel more and more upset, more and more ashamed. You don't look for lessons. You don't try to make a plan for next time. You just feel bad about yourself, trapped in that negative feeling. This is rumination. It is thinking that hurts you and makes you feel stuck, unable to move forward. So the main key difference between reflection and rumination is this simple idea. Reflection helps you. Rumination hurts you. Reflection is thinking to learn. It is healthy for your mind. It makes you stronger. You think for a short, focused time. You learn, and then you move forward with new understanding. Rumination is thinking that makes you feel worse. It is unhealthy. It keeps you stuck in the same place. You think for a long time, sometimes for hours or days, but you don't learn anything new. You don't move forward. You just feel more stress or sadness. Another important difference is how you feel when you are doing it. Reflection feels calm. It feels clear. You feel like you are making sense of things, putting the pieces of a puzzle together. Rumination feels heavy. It feels confusing. You feel like your mind is full, but you are not getting anywhere. Just spinning your wheels. Reflection is like looking at a map to see where to go next. Planning your journey. Rumination is like walking in circles in the same spot. Lost and not getting closer to where you want to go. Let's think of one more example to make it very clear. Imagine you had a small argument with a friend. If you reflect on it, you might think, I was tired, so maybe I spoke too quickly. Next time, I can try to listen more before I speak. This helps you. It gives you a clear idea for how to act better in the future. But if you ruminate, you might think, why did I say that? I'm such a bad friend. They must hate me now. Our friendship is over. You think this over and over. You don't learn. You just feel worse and worse. So remember this. Both reflection and rumination are about thinking, but one helps you grow, and the other keeps you stuck. One is healthy, the other is not. It is important to notice when your thinking is helpful, and when it is not. When you catch yourself ruminating, when you hear that unhelpful loop in your mind, you can try to stop it and choose reflection instead. You can try to look for the lesson, the growth, not just the problem itself. This will help you feel better and stronger. In the next part of this podcast, I will talk about how we can stop ruminating. I will share some simple, practical tips that you can try in your own life, starting today. So, stay with me as we continue this journey together. How can we stop ruminating? Now, let's talk about how we can stop ruminating. I know it can feel very difficult to stop these thoughts. When your mind keeps going back to the same worry or problem, like a magnet pulling it back, it may feel like you have no control over your own thoughts, like they have a mind of their own. But the good news is, there are simple, practical things you can do to help your mind let go of rumination. It takes practice, but it is absolutely possible. Let me share some easy tips that you can try. Starting right now. One simple and very effective thing you can do is to write your thoughts down. When your mind is full of thoughts, especially worried or sad ones, it can feel very heavy, like a dark cloud of worry inside your head. But when you write your thoughts on paper, or even type them quickly on your phone or computer, your mind starts to feel lighter, like a weight has been lifted. You can take a notebook, any notebook, and just write exactly what you are thinking. Every single worry, every single idea, no matter how silly it seems. It doesn't have to be perfect writing, or even make perfect sense to anyone else. Just write what is in your head. When you do this, you physically move the thoughts from your mind onto the page. This helps your brain rest. It's like emptying a full cup. It creates space. When you see your thoughts written down in front of you, they can sometimes feel smaller and less scary, less powerful. Writing can also help you see if your worries are truly real, or just your imagination playing tricks on you. So, next time you start ruminating, try to write down your thoughts. Even a few sentences can make a big difference in how you feel. Another very helpful tip is to talk to a friend or someone you trust. When you ruminate, Your thoughts stay trapped inside your head and go around in circles, like being stuck in a small, dark room. But when you speak your thoughts out loud to someone kind, someone who truly listens without judging you, it can break that circle. The person can listen to you, and just the act of speaking your worries aloud can make them feel less powerful. Sometimes just sharing your worry with someone else helps you feel better, lighter, and less alone. They might even help you see the problem in a completely new way, from a different angle, a perspective you couldn't see by yourself. Remember, you don't have to be alone with your thoughts. We all need support sometimes. A good friend, a family member, or even a teacher or a counselor can listen. Talking about what is on your mind can truly help you stop ruminating and feel calmer. It's like opening a window in that small, dark room, letting in fresh air and light. You can also try to focus on the present moment. Rumination often keeps your mind stuck in the past, or constantly worrying about the future. You think about old mistakes, or you worry about things that have not happened yet, and might never happen. But when you bring your mind back to now, to this very moment, rumination starts to lose its power. You can do this in small, simple ways, right where you are. For example, look around you right now and name 5 things you can clearly see. Then, listen for 3 sounds near you. Maybe birds singing, or people talking, or the wind. Next, feel 2 things with your hands, like the texture of your clothes or the table. Finally, take a deep breath and notice how it feels as the air goes in and out of your body. These small actions bring your attention back to the present. When your mind is focused on the present, it is much, much harder for rumination to take over. It's like turning off the power to that broken record player. Another thing you can do is do an activity that uses your hands or body. When you ruminate, your mind is very busy, but your body is often still, which can make the thoughts feel more intense. So, give your body something to do, something active. You can go for a short walk outside, feeling the ground under your feet. You can clean your room, making it neat and tidy, which can also clear your mind. You can draw, or paint, or cook a simple meal, focusing on the steps. You can even play with a pet, giving them attention. These simple activities help move your focus away from your thoughts. When your hands or body are busy, your mind has less space for rumination. You feel more connected to the world around you and less stuck in your head. It's like changing the channel on your mind, giving it something new and different to focus on. It can also help to set a time limit for thinking. This might sound strange, but it's a very powerful tool. You can tell yourself, I will think about this problem for 10 minutes, and then I will stop. You can even use a timer on your phone to help you. When the time is up, try to move on to something else, something completely different. Perhaps one of the activities we just talked about. This gives your mind a clear rule, a boundary. It reminds you that you don't have to think about the problem all day, every hour. You gave it your attention for a short, set time, and now it is time to rest your mind. This teaches your brain that it's okay to let go. Another very helpful tip is to ask yourself better questions. When we ruminate, we often ask ourselves why questions. Like, why did I do that? Why did this happen to me? Why am I like this? These questions usually do not help. They keep us stuck in the past or in self-blame, without offering a way out. Instead, try to ask how or what questions. For example, instead of, why did I make that mistake? Logically ask, what can I do differently next time? Or instead of, why am I so worried? Ask, how can I make myself feel better now? These questions help you move forward. They help you find solutions and actions, instead of staying stuck in the problem itself. It's like changing from looking backward to looking forward. From problem to possibility. It is also incredibly important to be kind to yourself. When we ruminate, we are often very hard on ourselves, aren't we? We judge ourselves for our mistakes, sometimes very harshly, saying things we would never say to a friend. But this self-criticism makes us feel worse and keeps the rumination going, feeding the negative cycle. So, try to speak to yourself, like you would speak to a good friend, someone you care about deeply. If your friend made a mistake, would you be unkind to them? You would try to help them feel better, to understand, to encourage them. So try to do the same for yourself. Say to yourself, it's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. I am learning. I can learn from this and move on. This kind voice inside you can help stop rumination. It's like giving your mind a warm, comforting hug, creating a safe space for healing. Lastly, and this is a big one, practice letting go of things you cannot control. Rumination often happens because we want to change something that already happened, or something that we simply cannot control in the future. But the truth is, we cannot change the past. It's done. It's in the past. We also cannot control everything that will happen in the future. Life is full of surprises, both good and bad. What we can control is what we do now, in this very moment, and how we react to things. When you notice that you are ruminating about something out of your control, remind yourself, I can't change the past, and I can't control everything in the future, but I can choose what I do now. This can help you feel stronger, more peaceful, and more in charge of your own feelings. Remember, stopping rumination takes practice. Your mind may try to go back to the same thoughts again, many times. That's okay. It's normal. Be patient with yourself. Each time you bring your focus back to the present, each time you write your thoughts down, or talk to a friend, you are taking a small step towards a calmer, happier mind. Small steps make a big difference over time. So be gentle with yourself and keep trying. You can learn to stop rumination and enjoy your life more fully. Now, as we come to the end of this podcast, let's take a moment to think about everything we have talked about today. We started by learning about what rumination means. Rumination is when we think again and again about something, especially something that makes us feel sad, worried, or upset. It is when our mind gets stuck on one idea or problem, and we cannot stop thinking about it. We often ruminate about mistakes we made, bad things that happened in the past, or things that we are afraid might happen in the future. Rumination can feel like we are trying to solve a problem, but really, it just keeps us thinking in circles and makes us feel worse. We also talked about why rumination is not helpful. When we ruminate, we do not find answers or solutions. Instead, we feel more sad, more worried, or more tired. Rumination can make small problems feel big. It can stop us from enjoying life right now because we are too busy thinking about the past or the future. It can even stop us from taking action because we are so busy thinking that we forget to move forward. Rumination takes away our peace and happiness. It keeps us stuck in our own thoughts and makes it harder for us to feel calm and strong. But the good news is that we can learn how to manage rumination. We shared some simple, practical tips that can help. For example, we can write our thoughts down to help our mind rest. We can talk to a friend or someone we trust to break the circle of rumination. We can focus on the present moment by noticing what we see, hear, or feel right now. We can do small activities that keep our hands or body busy, like walking, drawing, or cleaning. We can ask ourselves better questions that help us find solutions instead of getting stuck on why questions that only bring more worry. We can remind ourselves to be kind to ourselves and let go of things we cannot control. All of these small steps can help us stop ruminating and start feeling better, little by little. I want to leave you with this simple, powerful, and positive message. You can learn to stop rumination. You can learn to let go of unhelpful thoughts. You can bring more peace and happiness into your life. It takes practice. It takes patience. But you can do it. Small changes, done consistently, can make a very big difference. Be patient and gentle with yourself as you learn. Every time you bring your focus back to the present, every time you choose a kind thought, you are taking a step in the right direction. You are building a stronger, calmer mind. Before we finish, I encourage you to practice speaking about this topic. Try to tell someone in your own words what rumination means. Talk about why it is not helpful, and share some of the tips we discussed today. This will help you remember the ideas and also greatly improve your English speaking. You can even listen to this podcast again, perhaps while you're doing something else, or share it with a friend who might find it helpful. If you enjoyed this episode and found it useful, please subscribe to this channel, like it, or share it with someone who might benefit from it. Your support helps us reach more people and create more helpful content for English learners like you. And finally, I would love to hear from you. Please feel free to leave a comment or a question below. Tell me what you think about the topic, or share your own ideas or experiences with rumination. Your comments and questions are very important to me. Thank you for listening, and I hope to speak with you again very soon. Take care and have a wonderful day.